I'm here at the Forest Row Recycling, Reuse, Upcycling pop-up event, and here joining us today is Angie Smith. Tell us about yourself, Angie.
Hi there, I'm Angie. I've been a Wealden resident for the last 13 years. I live in Uckfield and I have two children who are both young adults. I have two dogs and a husband who works as a gardener in the area. I'm very active in the Labour Party, so I'm the chair of Uckfield Labour Party and I'm Wealden Women's Officer. So I'm hoping to stand as parliamentary candidate for Wealden, but I'm really pleased to see the community getting together and putting this to use for the benefit of people in Forest Row. I think it's a fantastic facility, and obviously it gels really nicely with Labour's Green New Deal values. Last time there was a general election, I stood for election, and we managed to double the vote for Labour within Wealden, and we came second to the Conservatives. So we were very much the most successful party next to the Conservative Party. Well, I think it's important to say that I have a lot of respect for the Green Party and their green values. I strive to live my life as ecologically friendly as possible. I think the essential difference though between Labour's policies and the Green policies are that really workers are considered very, very carefully within Labour's policies. So what we aim to do is basically upskill a whole tranche of workers who could potentially lose their jobs, whether that's through environmental changes or through automation. We want those people to be upskilled to work in green new technologies. So it's really putting the workers first in terms of the importance of the environmental changes that we're planning. So in terms of Wealden specifically, I think that we really are the only alternative to the Conservative Party. If you want a party which has a really respectable suite of climate policies, that is the Labour Party. If you want a party that has a respectable suite of climate policies and is electable, that is the Labour Party. The main problem with the Conservative Party is they're so led by a neoliberal agenda, which clearly puts profit before the planet. So, for example, we have today Boris Johnson's announcement they're going to temporarily suspend fracking. Now, Labour have been pushing for that for years, and it's just now, mysteriously, in the time of a general election, that Boris Johnson has made that announcement. He was ignorant of the fact that there have been earthquakes in fracking areas that did lead to fracking having to be temporarily suspended. So I think that is demonstrable of the care that the Tories actually show the environment. At the end of the day, the Conservative Party is about the individual rather than society as a whole, no matter how much they try to laud that message. And therefore they don't actually have much interest in climate change policies. If you consider the voting record of Nus Ghani, you may have seen the Guardian article a few weeks ago about her voting record. She attended 6 votes on climate-related bills, and she voted negatively on all of them. Jeremy Corbyn, the only one that he voted negatively in, was actually not particularly good for the environment anyway, the suggestions that were being made. So I think you can take from that Jeremy, obviously everyone knows he's always riding about on his bike and he tends his allotment, so he's kind of made that his life to live in a sustainable way, but also his voting record demonstrates that as well. One of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to reverse the cuts that the Tories and the coalition government put in place. So it's not just the local funding cuts, but also the cuts to the welfare reforms. So, for example, we'll end the benefit cap. We're going to scrap universal credit, we'll end the 2-child limit. So all of those things that have made life so difficult for people, so they're basically subsisting instead of thriving, the Labour Party will reverse. So I think that's really, really important. In terms of the local economy, what we want to do is put the power back into the hands of the people. So we will consult people in the local area to find out what is actually important to them. And then we can put back that tranche of early intervention, prevention, community services that has been taken away by county councils and local authorities across the country. So it's not just East Sussex that's suffering, obviously, but people across the country are suffering. And we see the end result in rises in youth crime, absolute pressure on children's services, so huge numbers of child protection cases, hospitalisations unnecessarily, people not being able to get out of hospital once they're in hospital. So just a whole tranche of things that are making life more difficult for people. This facility, which sadly closed because of cuts by the East Sussex County Council, but now is being repurposed. I just think it's really marvellous, this innovation, and I'm really happy to see so many people there and the community getting together, because that's basically socialism in action.